This week, Hunting Aotearoa takes us up to the far north, Ahipara Gumfields, where we go hunting wild pig. Then it's off to Treetops, a professional hunting lodge known worldwide. Standing here in the famous Ahipara Gumfields with one of the local hunters. Kia ora, Grant.
Kia ora, bro.
How's it, bro?
All good.
How does this place get the name Gumfields?
Well, it was back in the days when they're all up here digging the Kauri gum. You know, right from here back to Hirikino is all sort of a plateau area with all the gum. The Yugoslavs were up here and the Chinese were up here and the Maoris and the Pākehā. I reckon there was about 1,000 odd people up here on this area, just like a gold rush.
And once upon a time it was just full of Kauri trees, I heard.
Predated some of the stumps in the ground to 30,000 years, you know, what they've been digging there. 30,000 years they got carbon dated things, so well, that's well before me and you.
How you reckon we're going to get on with a bit of a hunt today?
Wow, yes, slowing a bit, but yeah, might be a bit over on the Hirikino's end, might be right out of the wind.
Might get a strike or two, you
reckon?
reckon?
A chase, bro, yeah.
You reckon?
Yes, time of the year for it, yeah. Be one or two around. We can go and have a look anyway.
What do you reckon? Should we go and head off and try and catch us a
bit
of pork, you reckon?
Haven't got much time left of the day, bro. We better get A into G.
Come on then, brother. Let's go. I whakaaro ai mātou ki te whakangau ki te ngahere, I mua atu I te haere ki te raurau kamu. He pai ke atu tēnei wāhi, hei toro kai mā ngā puaka, I te mea, he maha ona hua hei whāngai a rātou. Aha kua te pupuhi o te hau, me ngā whakakitenga tohu, ki hai ngā kuri I runga ki te hā o ngā puaka. Oi anō, ka haere mātou ki te raurau kamu, whakangau haere ai.
It's pretty rugged, bro. Yeah, this kind of country is pretty hard on the dogs. This stuff here is the worst stuff. Is aki-aki, it's called aki-aki, or aki-aki. And if it's low and thick, the dog's going through it all the time like that, and it just, you know, the dog comes back and his eyes are just worn down to the, so really the pig has got the upper hand in this kind of shit here. It's bloody, that'll do. So you down in the native further it's a lot easier, but this up in these Gumfields, yeah, they can get away 9 times out of 10. They'll get away before you catch them.
I kitea e mātou e tahi tohu hou, ka tahi ka kahakina atu ngā kuri, ka timata te whakangau. Bit of bacon, flaps for tea. Give the teros to the neighbour.
Back up the track, a bit of a place there where we light a fire and
Singe them up.
Tunu on the fire, clean them up here. Gives a good taste of tea tree. Well, we call it tea tree up here, but I know there's fellas down the line call it manuka. But yeah, good tea tree smoke through the through the guts and that makes it taste a bit like a bacon, you know, like a smoke. Get that smoky taste in it. Yeah, we still do it. Yeah, sometimes we'll actually clean it with hot water and then we'll light a fire on the side and just roll it in that tea tree, the green, you know, put a bit of green tea tree and you get that bloody that smell going through it, and that's what really gives the meat the, you know, the bloody nice taste. But we won't get them until we bloody done them on the fire. Probably light a fire here in the dock, be up here in a shot, but nothing's going to burn. But very burny place in the summertime. You drop a cigarette or something up here in the summertime, bro, she's just gone. Okay, brothers. Yep, a leg there. We didn't have to carry it too far, and it was right back to where we just about started from. Always the bloody case. Yeah, very rough country, this stuff. But that's where those pigs, they're all up in the stuff. They're not, notice down the native, hardly a mark there.
I riro I a mātou hoa whakangau a Pira Kitchen, me te tamaiti a Grant, a Boboi, ki ta tahu I te ahi, hei hunu I te poaka.
Okay, we'll do the arse end. Just before you, when you clean it all, that's when you put the brown. The quicker you can do it after you kill it, it's better if you leave it for like half a day or something. This is just bloody still warm, see?
Too warm,
It just comes off like hot water. Right down to the toes. And a brother lives down the valley. I can only if he sees you throwing the head away. He likes heads. Okay, but that's how you get it nice like that, look. Now once we get it clean, we'll roll them again. Nothing wrong with that little pig.
You hang him after this, bro?
Hey, yeah.
How long are you hanging for?
Oh, till he gets cold at least.
Till you get hungry.
See, look right in the heart. Okay, that's us. Cup of tea, wash your hands. I'll get this. Thank you. This is the best sized pig actually to catch. Easiest to carry, best to eat. You know, so they're all jokers always after the big boars and that, but to me, well, as long as you're putting a bit of kai on the table and it's nice, not stinking old boar, these are the best ones to catch.
Well, gentlemen, good hunt today. Nice 60 pounder there, bro.
Yeah, it wouldn't be any more than that, 50, 60 pound, but
good eating, eh?
fat, yeah.
Felt
fat
like
little
about 120 pound after carrying it for 3 hours. And I see it lost his ears.
Hey, oh, well, yeah, when they clean it up on the fire.
Well, he got an eerie feeling now.
Cut the earmark off cobber.
It's like you fellas that didn't listen, stay home.
Is that right, bro?
Yeah. And you fellas huffed and puffed and blew it over.
So where's it destined for now, bro? The old pot? Hanging up for a couple of days?
Bit here and a bit there. Soon, you know, soon get rid of it. One leg here and someone else can take another leg. It's only got 4, but yeah, you think a man hunting all the time will have a deep freeze full of pork, but
Too many relations?
Yeah, too much whānau, bro.
well, bro.
And fat fellas like this Peter Kitchen over here, he likes his pot of wild pork.
Oh, you got the trot on the trot, bro.
Well, it's been an awesome hunt, bro.
Oh,
Thank you, Grant.
Good.
Pete,
Yeah, good kai, eh?
bye-bye. And hopefully we'll see you again in the very near future and might catch a bit bigger next time.
Ki tā te Aotearoa, nā turi i ka wea mai te kākano te karaka ki Aotearoa i te wehenga mai rangi tūhia. I tatu mai te waka ki uta, i te rohe kei wainga nui i a kāwhia me Aotea. I reira i te pau o turi, ka ruia te kākano nei. O tira, e ki ana tiwi nei te whakatāne, nā roa ui ka wea mai tēnei kākano ki Aotearoa. Ki tō rātou mōhio, koe hoki te tangata i kawea mai te taro me te tī kauka. Nānei ruia wēnei kākano ki Waioeka i roto te rohe o whakatohea. Ko te nati kai roto i te karaka, he kai tiki tike ki te Māori. Mehe kākāri ki te karo o te karaka, kai te kawa. Engari, te wā o te raumati me te ngahuru, ka huri ki te kara ārani, i te mea kua mao. I te mauatanga o te karaka, ka haere katoa ngā tāne, ngā wāhine me ngā tamariki ki te kato te huanei. I kona ka kuhu atu ki roto i o rātou kete. Ka mamautia ngā nati mo te rua te kau mā whāhaora. Kātahi ka kuhu atu ki tētahi manga e rere ana tōna wai, hei whakaue ngā nati kia makere iho tōna pūru. Ka tīkina he pipi hei tapahi te karaka, a ka pēpēhitia kia maringi mai te wai kai roto. Ki te kai te karaka, kai reira tonu te kawa, ka pahi ana te tangata. I ngā rā o mua i mate wētahi, koina ka tino tūpato rātou. Ka whiwhita kia tikarawa katoa ngā mahi, ka pēnei te pai o te mahi, ka tae te whakaputu mo te rua te toru tau rānei. Ka mahia hoki te rau o te karaka, te taha ki runga ka whakapātu ki runga he motu hei whakaoro. Te taha ki raro ka whakapātu ki te whewhe, hei whakaputa mai te paihana. Ka whakamaua he rau, ko te tarawai ka puta mai, ka mahia hei whakaora ngā mate o te kiri. Ka mahia no te rau o te karaka, me te kawa haipare i te wā o te tangihanga. Kāti, ko muta no wa tātou kore mo tēnei pōnā rea nohora mai rā i o koutou wākai.
Kai te rohe tonu o Rotorua ki te rau o Horohoro. Ko te wāhi whakangau, kai ngā rākau tige, ara ki anei Treetops Hunting Lodge. He kainga tēnei kua whakanoho i ngā manuhiri ihorei, huri no i te ao, mai ngā takawainga, kawanatanga, ki ngā whetū mahi whakaari. How long has this place been up and running?
The owner's had it for about 16 years, but the lodge as such has been running for 5 years. I've been here for nearly 6 years now. Yeah, we have wapiti, samba deer, rusa, sika deer, fallow deer. We also have feral goats, wild sheep, which are the Arapawa rams, wild pig, and also we have Asian water buffalo.
And how often do you release animals or birds?
I release 5,000 pheasants every year.
Jeez.
And as far as the trophy stags go, we bring them in as the demand sees fit.
Ko tetahi o ngā mahi a te kaiwhakahaere o te pāmu o treetops, a Ian, he tiaki I te pāmu me ona kararehe, tetahi ahua tango tana mahi, he tino rawe ki a ia.
Feeding time at the zoo, bro.
Yeah, mate.
How many times you feed these big fellas during the day?
Feed them once a day. We're giving them some silage and maize, which just supplement feeds them through the winter. As you can see, the grass is a bit short, so they need to get a bit more food into them. So it's one way of keeping them healthy. And
I'll say, bro, it's hard to stop the mouth from watering. It's the closest I've ever been to a deer without a rifle. A few good steaks on that one.
yeah, some good steaks, all right.
And they're pretty passive, eh? Pretty passive this time of the year.
This time of the year, they're at their quietest because they're hungry and they want to feed.
I mean, you wouldn't get this close to them in the raw, would you?
No, you wouldn't get this close at all.
They'd have you.
They'd have you.
I konei ka whangaia ngā manu piana e Ian, ka whaia ngā manu I ona tohu whio. Neke atu I te takauma o ngā tāna kānga ka whangaia e Ian ki ngā piana me ngā tia ia tau.
Two different species of pheasant. Got the normal ones that you see pretty much everywhere in New Zealand, called the Chinese ringneck pheasant. And we have one that's almost black, and that's called a melanistic pheasant. And the two do crossbreed, and then you'll see one that's a different colour again. He's sort of in between the Chinese ringneck and the melanistic. And he's just a little bit lighter in colour than a true melanistic, but still has the white ring around his neck.
Taste the same?
Tastes exactly the same.
I see the deer over there waiting to come
Yep.
in when we go, eh?
Yep, they'll come in when we go. They clean up the maize that the pheasants leave behind.
It's amazing how you just nothing and then you a couple of whistles and throw a bit of maize out and they all start appearing, eh?
Yep. Yeah, no, I try to train them as 6-week-old birds to the whistle so that we've got a little bit of control over them.
I tā mātou kitenga atu I ngā manu piana, I te tupu ake te hia kai ki roto I au ki te hopu manu mo te kōhua. Me taku waimari e, he piana te whakangau.
What are we after, bro?
We'll shoot a cockbird, got a good skin on it. So if you close your gun up ready, because I get up and they fly pretty quick.
I was going to actually holster it. Shut up, you ring. Yeah, bro.
Shot. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I think it's over this way somewhere.
It was about 500 yards. Yeah, that's about it. Only somewhere.
Yep, there she goes. There's your cockbird. This is a Chinese ringneck cockbird, which is a male. Beautiful birds.
So feathers, eh? Beautiful, eh?
I te kapunga o te ringa ki te piana, ko te tunu manu I te tāwhiwhi o ku whakaaro. Ia mātou e hoki ana ki te whare mo te tirotiro. Ko Ian anō te tahi I reira I te timatanga mai o te hangatanga o tēnei whare.
Yeah, this is one of our waterfalls, Howie.
Where'd you get the rocks from?
All these big black rocks off the property, and all the round rocks are from 10.
You just laid them all up?
Yep, big crane. And same on this side. We've got these rocks through here, but that one big rock on the other side there, that was already there, so it's made it quite easy to build a waterfall out of it.
Right, off to the bar.
Come on in. This is our great room.
Great room.
Great room. Yeah, it's where they entertain the guests. They have their cocktail evening in here and cocktail hour and talk about their day's hunt and whatever they've been doing, whatever other activities they've been doing.
The stories get better and better the more they drink.
They sure do. And when they get home, they have their own stories then. This is an awesome fireplace with bluestone from Thames.
Gee,
Awesome.
get a bit of heat out of that fire, man.
You get a fair bit. In the main lodge here, we have the great room, of course. We have a conference room, which is down this way, games room. We have a library. We have a green room, which is just a room to relax in. We have the dining room, conservatory. We have a boutique upstairs, a wet room when guests come in from the hunting field. They're all wet, bit of blood on them. They can get changed out in the wet room. We have a lodge wing down the far end, which has 4 bedrooms, which we cater for families and groups, mainly. It can be self-contained, or they can dine and join everybody else that's staying in-house for dinner and lunch, or they can have it privately on their own.
What about the rocks, man? Where do all these that come from?
Yeah, this is bluestone rock from Thames. We've brought that in from Thames. We've done all our villas in the bluestone, and the lodge, and all the fireplaces are all in the bluestone rock as well.
And I suppose you had to start somewhere. You're telling me that you built all those waterfalls out there, and
Yep, I built the waterfalls out here with a guy, Chris Skinner, from Auckland. At that stage, it was just the lodge had just been finished. We had no villas, they were just concrete pads at the time. When I finished landscaping, building the waterfalls and doing the ponds, got offered a job on the estate here. Couldn't turn it down.
and I can feel the heat in the floor. How do they get the heat coming through the floor?
Yeah, we've got underfloor heating throughout the whole of the lodge. All our villas have underfloor heating. So you can actually feel it's quite warm under the slate there. It makes it quite comfortable. I enjoy just being outdoors. I love my hunting, I love my fishing, so it's always been a big part of my life. So to incorporate it into a job is awesome.
Oh, well, Ian, it's been an awesome experience, mate.
It's
Looking
my pleasure.
forward to the phone call when you let me know when the pheasant's not just ready to cook, but is cooked. Yeah. And I'll come and join you and have a couple of orange juices with you then.
It's a deal. You can do better than orange.
Kia ora. This week's tip, how to prepare a meal in a short space of time. I've been walking now for about 6 hours. Energy levels are low, but I don't want to get too far behind this big stag. So all we need is a bit of water. Open up my bag of little goodies here. Little portable cooker. Put them on top. And what the old missus packed for me today. Bit of beef and pasta hot pot. Okay, the old water's brewing there. So I'll open this up. Grab a bit of moss, because the handle will be a bit hot. And we're just going to leave that to brew for about 10 minutes. There we have it. 5 minutes time. Nice hot kai. In the meantime, I'll catch 40 wings. Let's see what we got brewing inside. Oh, just what the doctor ordered. And I'll be ready to carry that 300-pound stag out. Beautiful. So there you have it. A nice, hot, wholesome meal in only 10 minutes without having to build a big fire. And one last tip before we go. The only thing you leave behind in the bush are your footprints. Always remove your rubbish. Now, it's back on the hunt. Many thanks to Ian and all the people at Treetops. Awesome experience. And to Grant, Peter, and Boboy, great hunt and good pig. We'll catch you guys next time on Hunting Aotearoa. Awesome experience. And to Grant, Boboy, and Peter, thanks for your time, mate. Let's have a little guy. You take this off. How do you take the hood off, bro? Many thanks to Ian and all the people at Treetops. Excellent experience. Excellent. But one last tip.
I thought you were going to run us over then, boss.
He mea tau toko nā te māngai.